I had a speech prepared, but considering that our event seems to be under assault, I will cut to the chase. Ratchet, I do not know where I would be without you. You are my closest friend, my teammate, and you have given up a lot to... I have repaired the Dimensionator, so you can travel through dimensions and find your family.
No, pal, What? Dr. Nefarious?
Ratchet Clank! What a wonderful surprise! I didn't expect to see you here. Considering my goons were meant to annihilate you 8 minutes ago.
Oh, what do you want, Nefarious?
Yes! Can't anyone print instruction manuals anymore?
To get the Dimensionator away from Dr. Nefarious!
Yes, and quickly. Whatever he has planned, it cannot be good. I should have known Nefarious would try something like this.
Don't beat yourself up. This'll be just like old times. Come on, it looks like Nefarious landed somewhere near the train station. Go, Mrs. Zircon. We should grab a weapon.
Need a weapon? Mrs. Zircon has it all.
Explosives? Throwing them with your bare freaking hands! Pull the fire trigger halfway to visualize your aim. Or, if you are in a hurry, pull it all the way to let them fly! Shatter bomb? More like shatter booyah! Boom! That is the sound of pure power! And the Enforcer! With its 2 barrels of sweet, sweet destruction! You can pull the fire trigger halfway to shoot 1 barrel, and if you...
Excellent choice.
More goons! Incoming!
You know, I'm really wondering why I'm even bothering to make walkthrough videos for this game, because this game has walkthroughs for everything already. We are playing on the hardest difficulty available to us, and yet we still have access to a truckload of easy mode options. Plus, if you collect enough golden bolts, you can actually get infinite ammo and infinite health. And I don't know if that affects any of the trophies for using those. It doesn't tell you if it does, so I'm going to assume it doesn't. So I'm not really sure. I do kind of kind of missing when the Ratchet and Clank games, like the very early ones, the original trilogy, they weren't ever super hard, but they did have some very annoying enemies and some very annoying sections. And this game so far has yet to have an annoying section for me, but it does have some annoying enemies. And we'll probably talk a little bit more about that as we get to actual fights, but the combat pretty much feels the same as the earlier Ratchet and Clank games. It's a lot more modern, it's a lot smoother, so you'll probably feel way more at home than if you went back to the older games, but it's pretty much the same thing. We're gonna shoot, 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 and then jump left and right, and just try to avoid the projectiles.
Put down the Dimensionator, Nefarious.
Put down the Dimensionator. Yeah, right. Today, you will see what losing feels like. Spoiler, it's exhausting. As soon as I figure out these stupid coordinates. Say goodbye. Hey! What did you do?
Whoa! What just happened?
We may have a slight problem.
The bridge is shot! There has to be another way across.
The rifts are reacting to the face quartz in your glove. Try
It
pointing.
is a little bit amusing to me just how much the kind of outlook to gaming has changed in the last 15 years, because when a game that was a sequel came out and it was significantly easier than the others, it was almost always a point of negativity. Or if a new game came out and it was incredibly easy, it was also a point of negativity. But these days, there's so many people begging Dark Souls to add an easy mode. To the point where they're calling the developers of games who don't add easy modes anti-insert some kind of word of people they don't like there. What I'm getting at is that this game has a very strange difficulty, so at the beginning, especially if you play on the hardest difficulty right away, at the very beginning this game does have some challenge to it, but the challenge really drops off hard once you get just 4 weapons to level 5 and you fully upgraded just a few of them. That's pretty much all you're going to need to finish all the encounters in the game successfully without much effort. So we are playing on the hardest difficulty. I cut out all of my deaths, or at least I'm going to try to cut them out. And I think I died twice at this very beginning part, which is kind of funny looking back because this part's really easy, but our weapons are pretty minuscule and I only have like 2 of them. And the main issue that I think I had with Rift Apart was just trying to figure out how the heck I'm supposed to dodge all of the enemy's projectiles and attacks, because there's so many attacks that get thrown at you in this game. And because of the sheer amount of detail and almost just overwhelming perfection of the world, it's like hard. It was hard, at least for me at first, to discern the good from the bad, you know? So once you kind of see it enough times, you start to recognize the things that were hitting you before. But especially at the beginning, my first time playing it, it was a little bit challenging for me just trying to avoid getting hit by things that are pretty obvious that you don't want to get hit by. A couple of seconds ago, I leveled up, and I believe there's 10 levels-ish in this game. I don't really think you're going to go much higher than that. And you're going to get 10 hit points for every level, which is incredibly helpful.
Nefarious' ship! We've got to find a way up there!
The taxis leaving from that stand are driving right by him.
So it's not necessary to 100% this game if you're not playing on the hardest difficulty, and it still isn't if you are, but I strongly suggest that you wander and collect as many things as you can if you are playing on the hardest difficulty. We'll see more examples of these things later, but there's going to be armor pieces which will reduce your damage taken, and if you have 3 armor pieces, that usually will give you a 20% damage reduction in something, so that's huge. And there's also raritanium, which is what you'll use to upgrade your weapons. And it's pretty rough if your weapons aren't upgraded. So I cut out most of my vendor usage just because it's pretty boring. I'm really just upgrading my favorite weapons. And all the weapons in this game are perfectly viable. There's probably a best combination, but I don't think there's a combination that you can't make that isn't good. I hope that makes sense. What I'm getting at is just like, use your favorite weapons, try them out, find them, and then upgrade the ones that you like the best. The ones I will be using later on, I'll be talking about as I get there, because right now they're not going to make much sense. But that's going to be near the end of this video. There's a lot of kind of cinematic story-ish things here. Maybe not really story. But anyway, some more vendor, and then we'll continue on in the next part.